I'm doing real good.
If you are trying to find Kenny Cowan,
He quit rock and rolling there.
best place to start looking is his surgically clean Arlington garage.
This is a 2009 C6.
It's where
Bought the car right then.
he keeps his baby.
I just love the color.
But the life of this Corvette-loving 70-something recently took one very big unexpected turn. A Mediterranean cruise with his wife Diane and a 5-star cruise ship dining room.
They give you all the different kinds of meat, just a little bit of each one, but they'll keep coming around and coming around. And I ate and ate and ate. We got back to the room and I lay there and says, oh no, I overdid it this time.
Actually, overdoing it wasn't really the problem, because back home in Dallas,
My chest started hurting.
his doctor told him the pain in his chest
It's rough. You know, it'll knock you off your rails.
was
You know,
cancer.
the first thing I read in the car and I shut down, I had a 10% chance of living 6 months.
Except that the next turn he took, by chance, was to Baylor Scott and White.
This is a huge advance, in my opinion.
He'd stumbled into Dr. Ronan Kelly and a very specific clinical trial.
It's very exciting because we did two things. Number one, we asked the question.
They were studying if, when treating esophageal cancer just like Kenny's, could they give immunotherapy and chemo and radiation before surgery to remove a tumor. The second advance was tracking something called circulating tumor DNA, a blood test. How much, if any, of that old tumor was still in Kenny's blood.
Up to this point, we've never had anything like this. If a patient is negative for circulating tumor DNA post-op, they may be done. They may not need any more treatment. If it's not gone and if it's still detectable, we need to be much more aggressive in our approach. Up to this point, we've never had that type of help to guide our decision making. This new information is practice changing.
And it was the start of better news for patients like Kenny and his crystal metallic red Corvette. Today, those tracking blood tests showed that the 73-year-old is cancer-free.
We celebrate our wins. I've been blessed through this process. This may sound corny, but it was like a warm hug. All of a sudden, I had hope.
There was one more ride that Kenny wanted to talk about, a ride in a hospital elevator. Another patient stepped in with a smile on her face.
And I looked over, and this woman's glowing. She's excited about something. I said, you got good news, didn't you? And she said, I sure did. And we were dancing, just me and her on the elevator. When the doors opened, looked at each other and just walked off the elevator. Yeah. You know, and I hadn't seen her since. You celebrate the wins.
Doctors at Baylor Scott and White celebrating this win too, and how in treating this type of cancer, they might no longer be driving blind. Living proof in Arlington, where a convertible red Corvette and a clean bill of health.
But it just all of a sudden, if you say, you'll catch yourself smiling.
Have a grinning car buff living for the twists and turns of one very open and cancer-free road.
Oh, we celebrate the wins.